celebrities who will never work together again. 1. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and Vin Diesel. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and Vin Diesel worked together in Fast 5, the fifth film in the Fast and Furious franchise. On the outside, Diesel and Johnson are pretty much the same person. They're both physically well-built men who often play action roles, making them two of the most well-known Hollywood hunks. However, the story behind the scenes might be a little different. Reportedly, the two butted heads quite often on the set of Fast 5. Johnson even took to Twitter, calling out his male co-stars, whom he didn't mention by name, and making the high tensions public. Fans put two and two together and concluded that Johnson was talking about Diesel. Ultimately, Johnson refused to reprise his role for F9, hinting that he might not work with Diesel ever again. 2. Julia Roberts and Nick Nolte. In the 1994 film I Love Trouble, Julia Roberts and Nick Nolte appeared as love interests. The story follows two competing journalists who must learn to work together to uncover a secret conspiracy that might change their lives forever. Although love blossomed on-screen, things were colder off-screen. Reportedly, the two actors did not get along well. Anonymous sources claim that the two got on each other's nerves quite often. Many viewers of the film stated that the on-screen chemistry between the actors was lacking, and it might have something to do with their off-screen feud. While rumors swirled about the two actors, both spoke little about the truth. The only instance where Roberts spoke about Nolte was when she said Nick was charming and also completely disgusting. Their feud must have been strong because they haven't worked together since. 3. Sarah Jessica Parker and Kim Catrol. Sarah Jessica Parker and Kim Catrol starred as two of the leading ladies in S.X and the City. Parker played the role of Carrie Bradshaw, while Catrol played her best friend Samantha Jones. The characters had contrasting but complementary personalities. Years after the show made its debut, however, Catrol stated that Parker was cruel toward EHR on set. The chemistry on-screen was not translated off-screen, because according to Catrol their interactions were in complete contrast to the best friends on the show. Sarah Jessica Parker refuted these claims immediately. However, the statement caused enough of a rift between the women, and perhaps between Catrol and the producers too. During the 2017 reboot and reunion, Samantha's character was noticeably missing. When fans questioned the whereabouts of Catrol, Sarah Jessica Parker stated that they felt comfortable moving on without her. The beef between the two seemed serious enough that they might not work together again. 4. Will Smith and Janet Hubert. Will Smith's current A-list status is thanks to the show The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. The show was a commercial success when it hit the screen in the 90s, cementing Smith's name as a top star. Janet Hubert played Aunt Vivi in the first 3 seasons of the show, and Smith played her nephew and a fictional version of himself. Smith once went on a radio interview in 1993 and talked about the tense relationship between the two while filming the show. According to Smith, Hubert called him a snotty-nosed punk. This clearly ruffled some feathers. Hubert, in response, doubled down on her criticism of Smith, calling him an egomaniac. Reportedly, she vowed to never appear in a reunion. Although she did end up appearing in a reunion almost 30 years later, Hubert and Smith have not worked together since the show. Given the negative tension between the two, it is not likely that they will reconcile anytime soon. 5. Ryan Reynolds and Wesley Snipes. Ryan Reynolds and Wesley Snipes appeared together in the 2004 action flick Blade Trinity. The story follows a humans versus vampires trope, where the humans fight the vampires to stop them from creating havoc on humankind and establishing peace among the groups. Both Wesley Snipes and Ryan Reynolds played leading roles. It is crucial for the lead cast to have good chemistry in real life so it can be translated on the screen. However, this wasn't the case for Snipes and Reynolds. They butted heads often, and lacked the chemistry two leads should have. Reportedly, Snipes was really difficult to work with, and would often refer to Reynolds as that cracker. He refused to call Reynolds by his name and avoided addressing him as much as he could. The film did not reach the level of success it was initially predicted to reach, due in part to the clear lack of chemistry across the main cast of actors. The two actors most likely won't appear on the screen together again. 6. Alec Baldwin and Shia LaBeouf. Alec Baldwin and Shia LaBeouf were all set to star on the Broadway show Orphans together. However, the two men immediately clashed, causing high tensions on stage. Shia LaBeouf was someone who prepared his lines well in advance and showed up to rehearsal knowing what was to be said and done in a scene. Alec Baldwin, on the other hand, had a completely opposite approach. Shia shared that Alec would often show up on set unprepared. He wouldn't remember his lines and this would slow down the rehearsal. According to Shia, it was incredibly difficult to work with Alec, and he was slowing Shia down. During one such rehearsal, Shia had had enough and called out Alec in front of the company. This seemed to have offended Alec Baldwin, because he was soon pulling aside the director and asking for a recast. He stated the two men couldn't work together and he offered to step down. However, it was ultimately decided that Shia would step down instead. The two haven't worked together since. 7. James Franco and Tyrese Gibson. James Franco and Tyrese Gibson worked together in Annapolis, which came out in 2006. The story follows a United States Naval Academy inductee as he goes through his first year of training and learns to adapt to life at a highly selective institution. Franco is known to be a method actor, and he often gets intense with his preparation. While some immersion in the character's mindset is beneficial, and method acting is not bad when done right, it seems Franco took it too far this time. The film has a boxing scene where Franco and Gibson's characters are in the ring, throwing punches. Gibson later revealed that during the rehearsal for the scene, Franco had gotten too into his method acting and was hitting Gibson for real. According to Gibson, Franco never snapped out of character and was full-on hitting him. The experience must have been really intense, because it seems it soured the relationship between the two actors. They haven't been seen on screen together and most likely won't be seen for a long time.